For those of you who have been part of the anime scene for a while, you've probably heard of the 3-episode rule. For those of you who haven't, it's a simple concept where you withhold judgment on a series until you've watched the first 3 episodes to give it a fair shot on whether you like it or not. I found myself a fair few gems, and a few flops this way, to help decide whether a show is or eh. Hi, my name is Heyo, and today I want to talk to you about a new show called Dead Mount Deathplay. Spoilers ahead as I talk about the plot for the first 3 episodes, obviously, so if you want to skip to the conclusion, skip to this timecode. The series starts out strong, with a beautifully animated fight scene set in a fantasy universe between your typical edgelord protagonist hero and a giant magic-wielding skeleton called the Corpse God. So you know, the usual. Mr. Hero over here is showing off his cool "I can see dead people" powers, alluding to them being the same as the Corpse God. The battle concludes with the Corpse God attempting one last spell, as the hero stabs him through the brain, the last thing keeping him alive. Cut to modern-day Japan, we're quickly introduced to our protagonist in the form of a kid named Polka, currently amnesiac but heavily implied to be the hero reincarnated, being chased down by the cool yet unhinged assassin Zaki. Zaki had killed the real Polka, which left a body to be inhabited by our world traveler here. Another well-animated fight ensues, and Polka uses his magic to reveal he's actually the Corpse God, and the magic he was attempting to cast at the end was a soul transfer spell which worked. Polka handily kills the assassin, much to his surprise at the fragility of the humans in this world. We pick this up in the second episode, where we quickly learn that the previous world's opinions on the Corpse God were heavily misguided by religious fervor and a whole lot of judging a book by its cover. The Corpse God started out as a humble skeleton who befriended and quickly bonded with some orphans, who were quickly murdered by the church for reasons. Apparently, being friends with the undead is highly frowned upon. Who knew? We get some fleshing out of our new main characters, with Zaki being revived as a zombie, and now having experienced the last thing she wanted to do, being dying, she's content with herself. Turns out she had been a normal girl whose parents were murdered in front of her, and dedicated her life to both killing the one who tore her life apart and just trying to feel human again. We get a bit more introduction to both Takumi, the hacker/computer whiz working for the mob, and Clarissa, the one running said mob. In the middle of these introductions, a fire breaks out in a nearby building, revealed to be an under-the-table daycare for the mob, and our protagonist convinces the mob to let him go save the children, having reminded him of what he lost so long ago. Protag-kun rescues the children, and a relationship with the mob is formed. By the 3rd episode, our character motivations and main characters are pretty well introduced. We get an unexpected scene of Clarissa in bed with a couple of women before Protag-kun gets pulled off on a side quest by someone begging for Zaki's expertise, initially revealed to be getting rid of a group of bad people. But as luck would have it, it was a setup, but a setup our protagonist was prepared for, because he'd actually accepted the request of the children our bad guy had wronged in the past. We get a bit more of a show of Protag's powers, as well as Zaki's resilience due to her newfound zombiness, ending in a handy win for our heroes. Episode 3 ends in a short introduction of what appears to be our antagonists, a secret division of the police force dedicated to dealing with the supernatural, and their current boogeyman, Lemmings. Within the first 3 episodes of Dead Mount Deathplay, we've had a clear establishment of our setting, our main characters, and our general plot/flow. There's clever subversion sprinkled about to keep some mystery in the air, and enough of a hook to keep me going. Oh, and the intro is a hell of a banger. So to conclude what I've set out to do today, do I think that Dead Mount Deathplay is worth watching based on the rule of 3? Absolutely. This is one show I was hooked on from the get-go, and the episodes to follow have only set in stone that conclusion. If the rest of the show keeps this level of intrigue and engagement, I'll gladly follow this one through to the end. This is a series I'm tempted to pick up the manga for, which, coming from me, is generally a high praise for the story. Anyways, thanks for coming along with me on this journey. I've been thinking of doing something along this format for a while now, and I welcome any feedback on the execution. I plan to do this for newer shows each season, but I may jump back to some older shows just for the sake of reviewing how they handled their kickoff. I've been Say, and this has been the Rule of 3. Bye!